Louisiana Beer Reviews, Icehouse Revisited. In 1993, Miller created the Plank Road Brewery line of beers, and they introduced Icehouse, Red Dog in 94, also Southpaw, which was the light beer. Not that light really, it's high alcohol, 5% and 143 calories, but they call it Southpaw Light. There was an Icehouse Light for a little while. That didn't last. This is very popular, especially I noticed around the Chicago area. I saw it everywhere, and they even had 30 packs for $10.99. They had that this July, which was amazing. This beer, 5.5% alcohol, gets a poor rating on Beer Advocate. The Bros give it a poor review. Gets a 1 out of 100 on Rate Beer, which is almost impossible to believe. A 5 out of 100 for the style, and it gets a very fine rating on the Beer and Me. Okay, I've had a bunch of beers that did deserve maybe a 1 out of 100, like say Earthquake. But anyway, I'm not going to rant on about that. All right, a lot of smoke. This was the first major ice beer in the United States. It set off the mid-90s ice beer craze. A lot of those ice beers like Schlitz Ice have disappeared. Pabst Ice is gone too, I believe. But Icehouse has continued to be more or less the leader of the ice beer world, maybe along with Bud Ice. Here's the original bottle design. Pretty stately design. Then they tried to change things up around, I guess 2000. They came out with this, I call it the motorcycle gang, motorcycle subculture bottle design. I don't think that impressed a whole lot of people. Then in 2010, I believe it was, they came out with, they went back to the more traditional, not the same, but more traditional Icehouse can and bottle label. Then in 2012, they came out with Icehouse Edge, which is their high gravity variant, 8% alcohol. I found that was a little too strong. Anyway, let's go with this. Icehouse never gives you much of a head. It's a thin white head and a clear but pretty bubbly yellow golden appearance. Icehouse, you'll notice, is a shade darker than the other Miller beer brands, like Miller Genuine Draft or Red Dog. Let's go with the aroma. You get a lot of grain, sweet grain, a little sourness. I guess you pick up the corn. I always liked Icehouse because it reminded me of Dixie beer, even though it's stronger than Dixie beer. Somehow it just tasted similar to Dixie. Might have been the sour aspect. I don't know really. Or the corn, because I think they use corn in Dixie. Let's go with the taste. You get the malt, some paperiness, some alcohol actually right up front. Sweetness. Just a little bit of hops there at the end to balance it, but not a lot. A slight malt liquor cloyingness, and it's slight, okay? But it's much less so than with the Mickey's or the Magnum malt liquors that you get from Miller. This is tastes more similar to their regular beers. Let me say this about Icehouse. for the low price, relatively low price, you're getting a beer that is up there, at least at, you got the same quality that you're going to get with a Miller High Life or a Red Dog or Miller Genuine Draft, Miller Lite. So the quality is there. And when it first was rolled out, it was priced up there with the Genuine Draft, but then they kind of relegated it to the sub-premium level. But I think it is a winner if you're looking for a relatively inexpensive beer that's going to taste good. It's going to have ultimate consistency and quality control. This is something to get. It's not outstanding, really. It's not like a fabulous craft beer, but it was not created to be that. I think a 1 out of 100 is preposterous. I'm going to give it a B, a solid B. I think it is good. It has some boldness to it. I enjoy drinking it. To sum it up, it's just a standard, good American style lager, and get a little bit more alcohol punch with it. And that's about all you can say. So try it out. Let me know what you think about Icehouse. We have the 20th anniversary of this beer next year. I think Miller Brewing did an excellent job with this brand, also with the Red Dog. And I'm going to end this review by saying, Laissez le bon temps relais. This is a solid, good beer. And I'm going to say, y'all come on down to Southeast Louisiana.